Oh, well, hello, and welcome to day 6 of this Advent series. I know. It feels like day 66 to you, but bear with me. We will get there. Anyway, who among my UK viewers remembers the fantastic TV show Paint Along with Nancy? For US and international watchers, she was the UK's answer to Bob Ross. Anyway, I figured it was appropriate to play the show's theme tune to open this episode with, because in it we're going to create our own piece of art as I turn 11 raw images I shot of a dandelion into one perfect piece of masterpiece. Now, most of you will know that I love dandelions. I think they make for perfect macro studies, and this one I found growing in my front lawn. Unfortunately, the very act of picking it and transporting it around the rear of my massive country pile here, so most of the seed heads end up on the floor, leaving me with like a paltry few to shoot. Undeterred though, ever the professional, I waited until the following morning when, with frost forecast overnight, I figured there would be some condensation on the windows at the rear of the house, and I wasn't disappointed. So before Lisa got busy with our little window vac thingy, to clear it all up, I set the dandelion up in front of it, lit it with my Godox light using the warmest setting I could find to contrast with the icy white background. Now, I did film this segment, or at least I thought I did, but it would appear I forgot to press record on my phone. Anyway, always, I say, the professional in me. I really don't know how I get away with this rubbish. Honestly, I don't. Anyway, I ended up with 11 images focused from back to front. Well, mostly as you will see in a minute, but leaving the window nice and soft. Now, to do this, I shot them all at f2.8, not something I would usually do when focus bracketing, when I would normally use f4 or 5.6. And I wish I probably had when you see the results of this, to be honest. Anyway, let's hop onto my M2 Pro Mac Mini, stack these images, and then edit the result to create, that bit of art. Right, well, here we are at my Mac Mini, and as you can see, we're in the Helicon focus folder of my pictures main folder. And in this, I got 3 subfolders. As you can see, I've got raw files, converted files, and stacked images. So I've got the 11 raw files I shot there. I've already converted them to DNG. And there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either use Adobe's DNG converter, or you can import them into Lightroom and then export them back out as DNGs. I prefer the former for my workflow, and then use Helicon focus first, and then Lightroom at the end. So here are the converted files. So if we open up Helicon focus, where is it? Applications and Helicon focus. We'll open that up. Bring in the images that we want. It's these 11 here. Open them up, and they're all there, look, 1 to 11, and then press render. Now, I've always left mine at this default method B part. So what Helicon focus will do now is it will align all the images in its first step, which is what it's doing here. And then once it's aligned them all, it will then stack them. So I like watching this process as Helicon focus builds, the image before our very eyes. Sometimes when you've got a couple of hundred stacked images, it's an even better watch. But here we are. Here is the finished image. And here you can see why I should have shot it at f4, probably because I've missed some bits. Like here, there's a bit missed. here is a bit soft, but by and large, this is the nearest part of the image to the camera. That's sharp. This is the furthest part away. That's sharp. And importantly, these all bits here and the seed heads, they're all sharp, as is the base of the dandelion. So what I'm going to do now then is I'm going to save this, and I'm going to call it dandelion stacked, and it will save into this stacked images folder. So it's taking a couple of seconds to do that, and when it has, we just minimize Helicon focus for now and go into Lightroom, and I've already got the import module opened, so we're just going to pick this one and import it. There we go. Right, so here is the image now in the develop module of Adobe's Lightroom. Now, I probably should have taken more care when framing this and moved it, perhaps the camera a little bit to the right, but I didn't. So I'm going to crop it first to a 4:5, and I want this more in the middle, so we'll just drag that over there a little bit and put that to about there, and I think that's going to give a nice pleasing composition. I just wish I got that bit there in focus, but never mind, I didn't. But there we are. Right then, so I'm now going to develop or process this image. First thing I'm going to do is I'm not going to touch warmth at all. I like the contrast between the icy cold background and the warmth of the dandelion. So I'm just going to increase contrast a little, and then I'm going to need to boost the shadows a bit, but I'm not going to do that just yet, and you'll see why in a second. Right then, what I'm going to do now is select a mask of this subject. And as you can see, I've done that, but it's chosen parts of the background as well. So I'm going to need to go in with a brush and just lightly brush those bits away, because I don't want those as part of this mask. So let's go in and get rid of that there, and this bit in here as well. Look at that. Sublime accuracy from the man. What dexterity you were viewing and witnessing. Right, I also need to add this little bit on. For some reason it didn't choose that. Oh, that bit there. Right then, what I'm going to do now is do my default 70-30, where I boost all my macro images texture to around 70 and clarity to 30. Now basically what this is doing, these are contrast sliders, right? But it's boosting micro contrast, but as you can see, it's also darkened the image a little bit. So I need to lift these shadows, and I think that looks, if I go to about 70 on the shadows, that does look quite nice. That does look nice. Right, I'm quite happy, and I think let's get rid of that. Hang on, if you go to 100%, yeah, I'm quite happy with these bits are bugging me now, but I'm not going to go and reshoot it. I can't anyway, because I haven't got the dandelion anymore. Right, yeah, but these bits here look lovely. I love the way the warm light has caught these parts here. So what I'll do now is really bring that out, and the way I'm going to do that is with the color mixer. So I'm going to go to I could use mixer and choose any one of these channels and do it that way. What I'm going to do is use point color, and I'm going to pick that part there. I'm going to boost the saturation and to around about 40, and you can really see that warm glow now. But watch what happens when I bring the luminance slider. This is a really powerful slider, so you don't want to be doing this too much. So I think around about 20 will do for me. Oh yeah, I think that the lovely little catch light there now, bit of golden light, and even on that bit down there, it's caught that look. I think that's quite nice, isn't it? I like that. I really do. I want to take a little bit away from here though, so I'm going to again grab my point color, and I'm going to reduce the luminance there quite a lot actually, because it's quite distracting. So take that down. That's now a little bit dull, isn't it? So if I go in, create new mask with a brush, let's brush that in as carefully as I can. And then once again, I want to, where's my color mixer gone? Grab that, go to there, and I'm going to increase the luminance just a touch. There we are, only up to say 20. I like to deal in like round numbers. That's just my OCD. Right, so I think that is quite nice where we are right now. Let's turn these masks off. That's quite nice. What I want to do now though is put quite a hefty vignette on this image. Now I could use the post-crop vignetting sliders down here, but I don't like to do it that way. What I like to do is create a thumbnail. So we're going down to 12.5%, and then I'm going to create a new mask and a radial gradient, and I'm going to drag this from one corner to the other, then centralize it as best I can, invert it, and I'm going to take away all the clarity excuse me, from the corners. And I'm also going to reduce exposure a fair bit. Oh, yeah, right down I think to minus 3 on the exposure. Let's drag this down a little bit. There we go. Oh, I do like that. Okay. So let's see. Bring this back. Yeah. There's a lovely contrast now between that background and the foreground image, but I think -3 is a little bit too heavy on the old vignette. So let's bring it down. If I do a side, I'll just put it in there. -2. Let's try that, and then bring this back. Yep, I think that's a bit better. But I want to do just one more thing. Mask 1. Just raise the highlights to about +60. And about 1/3 of a stop on exposure. And I think that is a lovely, lovely image of a dandelion. You may disagree, but I have done it to my taste, obviously. Well, there you go then. What do you think of that? Would you have done anything? Would you have done anything differently? Let us all know in the comments section below. Anyway, that is it. We'll see you all tomorrow for day 7, and don't forget, Santa is watching with his eagle eyes. So be good and be nice. Okay.